Once again, Leslie and Tricia here from Metro Waste Authority, and every time you guys are here, we learn something.
That's our goal.
And this morning, we're gonna learn something about recycling items. That, of course, we've been doing it for a while, and people are real comfortable with it, but still, there's some questions.
There's some myths out there that we're going to debunk today.
All right, let's say debunk myth number one.
Myth number one is a lot of people have come to know the chasing arrows as reduce, reuse, recycle.
Right. Those little ones there, yeah.
Yep, exactly. And so a lot of times people now, when they see those arrows, they think that the item that has that arrow on it is recyclable. But in fact, those chasing arrows were actually started by the plastic industry as a way of labeling what type of plastic is on that item. And so it actually does not mean at all that that item is recyclable when you see that. It's actually a label that's used by the plastic industry.
It's an identifier for the plastics industry.
So you could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, et cetera, et cetera. So really the best way to know if something is recyclable is to look on your guidelines on your cart or go to our website or give us a call. Don't rely at all on those symbols.
Can we count on the numbers that are in the middle of
it's better that you just don't even worry about that, because we have a new rule for plastics, which is it's not really that new, but it's if it has a twist off lid, it's recyclable. So it takes the pressure off of people, having to get their glasses on and identify what the number is. Really, as far as the consumers go, it doesn't matter what the number is.
So don't even worry about the number. So we have an example.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was going to say we have a couple of examples of what we're talking about here. So if you have one of those sparkling drinks, people you're cleaning up from a Super Bowl party last night, these might be left around. This is something that is recyclable.
Absolutely recyclable.
So twist off lid.
Twist off lids.
Now the lid is not, correct?
Actually, if you twist it on the bottle, leave it on the bottle, it is recyclable.
It is?
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a couple myths debunked there.
Okay, well, what about this? Well, grab that next one, hold the next one up. The other bottle. The other bottle. What about the little doohickey that's around the bottle?
The labels?
The label.
Well, that's our second myth we're going to debunk today, and that's if it has a label, or you have to take the label off before you can recycle it, and that's a total myth. You actually don't have to take any labels off. You used to have to take them off, but now you don't. You just simply
even
rinse
soup
them.
cans, anything like that.
I am going to record this one and play it back for my wife. Thank you very much.
Does it help out you guys at all, or it makes
Thank you. Thank you.
It makes absolutely no
It's actually
difference.
removed during the remanufacturing process. So, just give it a quick rinse and toss it in your cart.
Now,
Label
do
it
some
on.
people think that maybe the paper that's used for the label, that could also be recycled, so they want to separate it? Or?
I don't think so. I think people think maybe the glue on there, or the fact that the metal product is being remade into something else metal, it maybe mucks up the process, but it doesn't.
Okay.
So our goal is to keep recycling easy, so cut out some of those steps that aren't necessary.
So everyone can pitch in and get involved.
Absolutely.
Keep it simple.
All right.
Keep it simple.
All right. Now, it's about this time of year. People are starting to get organized now, even though it's still cold out. Some people might be getting things organized, and maybe you have a whole bunch of boxes that you finally say, I'm going to cut them up, and I'm going to put them on, lay them all flat.
Yes. Yep. The rule. So there's a lot of really great things about the carts that go to the curb. One of the things that's really convenient is that you don't have to lug a big box to the curb to recycle it. But one of the maybe downsides or things that can be a little challenging is that things can only be recycled if they're in your cart. And that's because we have an automated process. So trucks go down the street, they've got an arm that reaches out, grabs the cart, and actually empties the contents into the top of the truck.
It shakes it over the truck. It's pretty cool.
Into the top of it. And so anything that's outside of the cart isn't really able to be collected through the automated process, and the trucks are so tall that the drivers can't really get out and grab the boxes and successfully shoot them up over the top. And so things have to be in the cart in order for them to be collected through the program. So a couple of options if you have all of those boxes.
We just recently did. We had about 30 different boxes.
Yes. There are a few recycling drop-off locations that are free that are located around the metro, and folks can go to our website to find out where those are located, so they can take those there. If you continually have extra recyclables that aren't fitting inside your cart, you can actually request a second cart for a small fee, so that's an option as well. Maybe you have some nice neighbors that never use all of their cart space. You could maybe take them some cookies and see if you can borrow some of their space as well. So there's some options out there.
I never thought of that.
And what they're picking up for Recycling Day is completely separate from Garbage Day, because I think a lot of people still feel like even if they're recycling, it all goes to the same place.
Nope, it is going to to different places. You're right. It's actually different trucks that are coming by. For convenience sake, oftentimes garbage day and recycling day are on the same day, but they're different trucks that are coming and they're going to different places. Garbage is going to the landfill, of course, and there's a separate facility on the east side of town that is where all of your recyclables go to be sorted and then sold for something else. So completely different processes.
Okay, and what's the fourth myth that we're going to debunk
The
today?
fourth myth.
All right, our fourth myth has to do with plastics.
Okay.
So if any kind of plastic can go in your cart, that's the myth. And actually, not every type of plastic is recyclable in your curbside cart. So the key to remember, like we mentioned earlier, is if it has a twist-off lid, it can go in your cart. And the reason is because not all plastics are created equal. There's actually different chemical properties, and they have different melting points. And then there's also market value to different types of recyclable materials. And so if there's not a high market demand for a certain type of plastic, then it's not something that we want to recycle in our cart. So for that reason, in our area, we remember to recycle a plastic, if it has a twist-off lid, it can go in your cart, and there is a couple exceptions. Margarine and yogurt containers, the tubs, those can also go in your cart.
Oh,
all right.
They can.
Yes.
Okay.
Good idea. But if you have a cutting board that's plastic, you're not using it anymore. That goes in the trash.
Right.
If you're not going to use it anymore.
No laundry baskets, no children's toys, no plastic bags.
Yeah, the bags are really a problem, and it's a problem for the machinery, correct?
Yep, the bags get bound up in the sorting machines, and so basically the sorting process works where slowly, one by one, materials start dropping through those stars and sorting themselves out from the other materials. And what happens is those plastic bags get wrapped around those stars, and then the appropriate material can't fall through. And so people think they're doing something beneficial by putting those plastic bags in, but it really keeps people from being able to properly sort the materials and keep our program sustainable. So you can take your plastic bags to a grocery store or Target. Oftentimes there's those tubs when you first walk in, and they'll get recycled that way. So they're recyclable, they're just not recyclable in your curbside program because of the process that it entails.
All right, so we're debunking some myths, but making it simple so everyone can pitch in and hopefully start recycling, especially if you're cleaning up after a Super Bowl party last night. Now, if people still have questions, you keep mentioning the website.
Yeah.
What is that?
WhereItShouldGo.com.
Easy enough.
Perfect. Wonderful. Great job, ladies.
Thank you.
Wonderful.